Okay, a very warm welcome to the Department of Physics presentation. I'm not Professor Wang Qinghai. I'm Dr. Yo Yi. As Professor Wang is traveling, so I'll be doing this presentation on his behalf. And you feel free to stop me anytime, if you have a question, okay? Right, so at the Department of Physics, we've offered the following undergraduate programs, right? We have a primary major program in physics, right, with specialization in astrophysics or nanophysics or quantum technologies, right, which I'll elaborate in a moment. And second major in physics as well, and some, several minors in physics, okay? Right, so I'll begin with the primary major in physics. All right, so I think before I start, you should have some overall picture, right? Under the College of Humanities and Sciences, you have to do 13 common curriculum, right? And then uh, 15, right, courses for major requirement, and 12 courses which is under the so-called unrestricted electives, right? So a total of 40 courses over 4 years. Right, so I think a common question is, can someone do more than 40 courses? The answer is yes, right? So you can do more than 40 courses, but bear in mind that every course, right, with a course units of four course units, that means that you are expected to spend on the course uh, roughly 10 hours, right, per week, right? So in other words, if you take 5 courses in a semester, which is the normal workload, that works out to 50 hours, right? 50 hours, 5 times 10 hours of workload per week, right? So if you divide by 7 days, that means 7 hours per day, yeah? Okay, so so you roughly gauge for yourself, how much you want to load yourself with, okay? So for physics majors, you're required, right, to do a compulsory course, level 1000 Frontiers of Physics, right, together with 6 other level 2000 courses, right? As you can see here, yep, I will not read it out, right? So these are the 6 courses, 5 theoretical physics courses, right, including the methods course in physics, and then 1 experimental physics course, all right? So these are the 7 compulsory courses. Okay, so you will see that here, I think you can anticipate, right, to have an additional 2 compulsory courses. If you are looking at the screen, you will see this 2 colored one. One is item number 2, experimental physics 2, and item number 18, mathematical methods in physics 2, right? So I think you can sort of anticipate that these 2 courses will become compulsory for your batch. Okay, so then that works out to be 9 compulsory courses. So you have an option to choose the rest, right? So 15 minus 9, that's 6. Okay, so remember I said just now, you can do more than this 15 courses, right? But bear in mind the workload, right? Yeah. So options, yeah, you have many from level 3000 and then the PC 4000 courses, okay, from this very long list. In addition, right, in order to graduate with a major in physics, a primary major in physics, right, you have to do the following, okay, right? So one of this, all right, 8 course units, honors project in physics, in probably your, year 4, and then or advanced Europe's in physics, right? 4 units. Okay. You can do more, but okay. But 4 units will be counted for the major requirement, right? And or you can consider doing an internship, right? A summer internship during the long break between May to August, right? Which you will earn 4 course units, or a semester-long internship, right? Which is you will earn 12 course units. Or you may consider NUS Overseas College internship course. Okay, yeah, so you have many options. Right now, under the physics primary major, right, you can also consider under specializations in astrophysics, nanophysics, or quantum technologies. I think a major question, right, from students in the past is that do you have to have a specializations? The answer is no. All right. So basically, you can see here that you have many choices, right? You can choose from these options, right? So only if you are particularly interested in, say, astrophysics or nanophysics or quantum technologies, right? Then you will choose from this list a particular set, right? A particular subset of courses, right? That then will allow you to have a specialization sort of like reflected in your transcript. All right. So what are these courses? For specialization in astrophysics, okay, you will from the list of optional courses, right? You have to choose this, okay, right? These courses, all right, and bear in mind that only up to 8 units can be double counted with major requirements, all right. In other words, you realize that you will have to do more courses than the 15 that is required. Yeah. Okay, so I think this one works throughout. So for the other two specializations as well. Okay, yeah, and for more detail, note down, you can contact Dr. Cindy Ng. Okay, so for specialization in nanophysics, right? So you can see here, same thing, right? So only up to 8 units can be double counted with major requirements, right? And then you choose from the option list, this list of courses, okay? Right? And for more information, please contact Professor Saw Chong Hao, right? Similarly for quantum technology specialization. Okay. For more information, please contact Professor Valerio Scarani. Right. Yeah. So among yours, some of you may be interested in rather than a primary major in physics where you have to do 15 courses, right? You may want to consider as a start, second major in physics, right? Rather than starting with first major in physics and yeah. So and of course let's say later on, right, you realize that you really love physics a lot and you want to upgrade this to a primary major, you could. Okay, right. So for second major in physics, so you have to do 10 courses, right? So with one compulsory course falls under the level 1000 course, right? Frontiers of Physics. So this is the same as the primary major in physics. Two compulsory courses under the level 2000 courses, right? Methods in physics and experimental physics, right? So these two are compulsory, and then you can choose any two from the list of level 2000 courses, this list of level 2000 courses. Okay, so that works out to 5 courses already, and then any 5 from this following. Okay, so you can look at the options, the list of optional courses, okay, and then you can pick and choose. All right, so this is for second major in physics. If you decide, say, you want to first major in mathematics or uh, yeah, or something else, right? Chemistry, okay. Right, then the minor programs, okay. So here, okay, there are some minors, of course, that physics students cannot take, right? For example, if you are first major or second major in physics, then it doesn't make sense for you to take a minor in physics, right? Or a minor in physics and technology, all right? So I think that is obvious. And for details, all right, please go to this web page to look at, like, say, which are how many courses can be double counted and so on. So this is a lot of details that I think if you're interested in a particular minor, you can go to the web page to find out more. All right. So for here, I'll just very quickly run through just in case in the audience there are people who are interested in a minor in physics, right? So so if you are interested in a minor in physics, then you have to do the compulsory level 1000 course, okay? Two compulsory level 2000 courses, right? So you can see here, this is the same as the second major in physics requirement, right? These are obviously very important courses, right? And any two of the following courses. Okay, so to have a minor in physics, you need to do a total of 5 physics courses. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so this minor is not awarded to, you know, primary major in physics, second major in physics. Yeah. Okay. Then there are the other minors in physics, like minor in biophysics, which is I think obviously physics majors can read, right? And you can see here that there's a note physics major. If you want to have a minor in biophysics, then you have to read at least one life science course, right? Which is listed here. Okay, yeah. So if you are interested in a minor in biophysics, then you have to do 3 compulsory courses from physics, right? And any of the 2 from this list. Okay. Minor in medical physics, right? Same thing. Okay, I think if you have a major in physics, you can also read these courses. Okay, but you have to read this, right? 3 compulsory courses and 2 from this list. Minor in climate science, right? Yeah. So 3 compulsory courses from this list and 2 elective courses. Okay, from here. Right? Yeah. So I say again, you should actually go to the web page to check, like, you know, how many courses can be double counted. Yeah. Okay. Right. Minor in nanoscience, minor in astronomy. I think yeah, there are many students who are interested, at least in the past, right? Semesters. Okay. Uh, and then Oh, yeah. I think one thing to take note is that right here, if you are choosing a minor in astronomy, then you know, it is recommended that you take PC 2410 Celestial Exploration, okay, right, instead of Classical Mechanics 1. Yeah, okay. You will cover contents that are more relevant for the minor in astronomy, according to the lecturers. Okay. Right. So the last minor, physics in technology minor. Yeah, this is the other minor, I think, that is not open to physics major and so on, right? For obvious reasons. Okay. Yeah. So right. So those are the courses that you take, you know, that you consider traditional, in the sense that, you know, you will learn, most of the learning will take place in the lectures, you know, in the labs, in the tutorials and so on, right? There are other opportunities, right, such as the undergraduate research opportunity program in science, right, and internships, right, which is something that you learn outside the classrooms. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Europe's is a research program, right? So you can take a maximum of 2 Europes. That is 8 units. But note that only 4 units, right, can be used for physics major requirement. In other words, the other 4 units will go under the so-called unrestricted electives. Remember, 13 common curriculum, right? And then 15 majors, right? 15 courses for majors, and then 12 unrestricted electives. Yeah. Okay. So this can be done during a semester, right? While taking other courses. Okay. So or during the special term, right? That is the long break between May and August, right? So you have to yeah, you have to think carefully about, you know, how you want to go about doing this, right? When is the best time and so on. Uh, and then of course the other thing which I mentioned just now is the internship program. Okay, right? So something that Professor Wang wants to remind all of you is that if you choose to do your internship during the semester, which you will earn 12 course units, right? okay, right? It will be very hard for you to take courses, during your internship, yeah, right? Because internship is actually a full-time work experience, okay, yeah. So just take note of this. So I think just now I've briefly mentioned that you are encouraged to consider internship during the summer, right? Yeah, during the May to August period. Okay, right. Yeah. So you can see that under the College of Humanities and Sciences, right? You have there are many possibilities, right? So that is why we publish this. You can go to this web page, right? About uh, possible study plans, right? Depending on your needs, right? Whether you are like first major in physics with the intention to do postgraduate studies in the future, right? Or or second major in physics, or physics with medical physics minor and so on, right? So you can find the various suggestions on the possible study plans, right? You can sort of like refer to this. um okay. uh Anyway, I think a good news probably you will learn from your seniors, right, is that in the Department of Physics we have a academic mentorship program, right? So you can actually, or you should actually, discuss, right, with your academic mentors, which you will meet, I think sometime in the first week of August. Uh, so look out for the email, right, invitation to the freshman, welcome session. I think there will be a lunch, and then you will meet up with your academic mentors, right? So academic mentors are professors in the department who will be, in the best position to actually advise you uh, according to your individual interests, right? How to go about your study plan. Okay. So the next few slides, next two slides, in fact, I'll show just for example, right? A study plan for a physics primary major who has the intention of doing postgraduate studies after finishing the 4 years in NUS, right? Then this is a possible study plan, right? Uh, okay, so you can see here those in purple color, right? These are the distribution of the 15 physics courses, right? That you need to do to qualify for the primary major in physics. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. Right. So the reason why the study plan looks like this, right? Like we start. It seems that the suggestion is to start slow, right? And then here there's a sort of like a peak, right, where you do 4 physics courses in uh one semester and so on. All right, it's because of the some constraints. All right, so which you need to be aware of. Okay, so mm, yeah, okay. So this is the things that you need to be aware of, right? So if you have to complete all the CHS, right, College of Humanities and Sciences common curriculum courses, right, in your first 2 years. Okay, so remember there are 13 of them, right? So except for the following 3 courses, right? Namely communities and engagement course, and this can be taken anytime between your years 2 to 4. And there are 2 other interdisciplinary courses which can be taken in year 3 and year 4. Okay, right? So that is the reason why you can see here, yeah, we have this courses, yeah, sort of like uh concentrated here lah, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so do talk to your academic mentors, right, to see how is the best way to plan, your study plan. Okay, right. Then of course other things to remind you of is the graduation requirements, right? So you have to, as I mentioned earlier, right, you have to take at least one of the following courses in the unrestricted elective space, right, to fulfill graduation requirements. So you have to either, in your last year, do a final year project, right, or the honors projects, right, in physics, or Europe's, right, undergraduate professional internship, or not or I mean, yeah. So either do this or this for the graduation requirement. Okay, of course you can do all, right, ALL. Okay, right, yeah. Okay, yeah, but in order to sort of fulfill the graduation requirements, you have to do either this or this, right, or internship, right? So during the summer, right, May to August period. All right, and then yeah, so you notice there are some and we said major 10, major 14, 15. Yeah, this is just a suggestion. Yeah, all right. You may want to consider, say, if you are like planning to do a graduate study, after finishing your studies in NUS, right? Then you may want to consider, putting in, say, atomic molecular physics or solid state or computational methods in physics, right? Or, do some more quantum mechanics or methods, right, in physics. Okay, yeah. Right? So other opportunities, which you should check with the coordinators of the those specializations, right? Because here you can see they are actually undergraduate research opportunities associated with astrophysics, specialization, nanophysics, and quantum technologies, right? So you should check with those coordinators, right? So if you remember, I mentioned three persons' name, Dr. Cindy Ng for astrophysics, right? And then Professor Shaw Chung Hao for nanophysics, and Professor Valerio Scarani, right, for quantum technologies. Okay. There are also, something that I feel okay myself. I feel I'm excited about is that there's also this possibility of design your own course, right? So you can do it via like the courses that are offered online, right, from MOOCs, right, or uh, you know MIT Open Courseware, things like that, right? Yeah, edX and so on. Okay, so of course subject to approval by the departments, or you can consider design your own course through a group, right? So if you have to find a group of at least 10 students among your friends, right? Okay, you approach a professor and say that, okay, you are interested in learning more about quantum field theory, right? For example, okay, and if the professor is willing, right, and of course is available, then yeah, you all can start a course on quantum field theory. Okay, uh, there are of course overseas exchange programs, right, which we encourage all students to consider seriously. Okay, and of course some unofficial research projects which you can approach individual professors in the department. Okay, right. I'll spend the last 5 minutes to talk about grades lah. Okay, right. So just in case you are not aware, right? NUS, we have a grade point system. Okay, so GPA is the grade point average, and yeah, so if you get a grade of A plus or A, you have a GPA of 5, A minus 4.5, and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah, and then yeah, and of course in year 4 when you graduate, right, you could graduate with honors, highest distinction, right? So that is, if you have grades that falls around here, right? Or otherwise honors with distinction or merits and honors and pass. Okay, all right. So then of course when you talk about grades, then you may want to be aware of the NUS system, right? Where you have things like the SU grading, right? I encourage you to talk to your academic mentors or your seniors to find out more, okay, about this, right? About like the nature of this SU grading, okay, right? Yeah. So yeah, so that you can see here, there are some details which you can read here, okay? Yeah, okay, well. And yeah, and then I think Professor Wang want to share something about how we grade in the Department of Physics. There are continuous assessments, right? Components in I think most courses, if not all courses, in physics, right? And the lecturer is supposed to give your continuous assessment back to you, right? So graded, okay. And then of course the final exam, just like I think all final exams in the whole of NUS, right? No one is supposed to review anything about it, right? Not even the average class mark, right? So just be aware of this. And then from the final mark, that is the continuous assessment marks grading, right? Grades plus the final exam grades, right? Which you are not supposed to know. Then you have a final grade. Yeah. Okay. And then this is yeah. So there are some courses. I think most courses will have a bell curve policy. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So you can discuss this more with your academic mentors or your seniors. Okay. Right. So last few slides. Uh, Feeling lost is not unusual, right? And I think it is okay. I'm trying to interpret what Professor Wang is trying to mean here, lah. Okay, so I think what he meant here is that so it is not unusual. So it is okay to acknowledge, right? In fact, it is you are encouraged to acknowledge that okay, you are lost, right? And then of course don't just admit that acknowledge that lah, right? But actually try to do something about it, right? Approach your professor, ask questions, and try to clarify things and so on. Okay, yeah. What he I think want to discourage all of you from doing is that you tell yourself, okay, no problem, I'll catch up before the exams, right? This is not good. Okay, not encouraged. Okay, right. And then of course you're encouraged to give feedback, uh right? So there's an end of semester feedback. I think this is the official one, right? And then you have the feedback to teachers and so on. Okay, yeah. Or you can share some of your thoughts with your academic mentor or with Professor Wang himself. Okay, uh yeah, about the causes and how you feel and so on. All right. Yeah. So okay, and he just want to remind you that if you are giving feedback, right, you should ask yourself at least two major questions, right? Like whether you are asking for spoon feeding, right, and whether you have worked enough for the course, right? Yeah. So well, you, things for you to consider. Okay, yeah. So just now I said, you can look out for the email about the welcome session, right? You should also subscribe to the department Telegram channel, right, for updates about events, organized by the department, right? So I think these slides will be shared with you, so or you can scan with your phone now. Right. Thank you for listening. Uh, I think there's something in the chat, right? How do we submit tests and homework? How do you submit tests and homework? Your lecturer will tell you. And is it still physical or move to online? Oh no, okay. Now I think everything is physical. Okay, everything is physical. Any other questions? Yes. You want to ask? You are muted. Oh, when do we meet our academic mentors? Yeah, you will be we will send the invitation to you. I think it will be around, I think it will be the first week of August. Yeah. Okay. Does this mean that we need to print out our work? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Your your lecturers will tell you lah. Okay. Can we do research in year one? Okay. So our I'll encourage you to approach the professors that whose research you're interested in, right? And then if the professor feels that you are, you know, the research projects can be handled by you and so on, right? Then why not? Yeah. So there is no, I don't think there's any condition on or any reasons for not considering any research in year one. Okay. Yeah. Any other question? Oh, must we buy official editions of the textbook? Or can I turn up with a suspicious bundle of papers binded together in a file? This session is recorded. Uh, yeah, okay, so I think one thing you should know about one thing about NUS, right, is that we really have a very good library, okay, right? So I think most of the textbooks, right, like published by Cambridge University Press, Oxford University Press, you can actually have the access to the e-copies, right? Uh, so uh, so yeah, enjoy the library. Yeah. What's the maximum number of units per semester? So just now I already said, right? Every course that you take, right, with 4 course units, okay, the workload is 10 hours per week, right? 10 hours per week. So if you take 5, that will be 50 hours. So yeah, and so that works out to be about 7 hours per day, right? Yeah, of workload. If you can get our books at the library, does this mean we don't need to purchase any textbook? Yeah, I think now, have you visited the bookshop here in NUS? You should go and visit the bookshop in NUS, right? Uh, Interestingly, it's still called bookshop, but you don't find any books in the bookshop anymore. You only find tidbits and t-shirts and yeah, right. So yeah, times have changed. Uh, we have a very good library. I just want to emphasize that. Yeah. Would the lectures be recorded? That is up to the individual lecturers. Yeah. And anyway, right here, right at the university, right, is no longer the case where you prepare for A levels, right, where there's a national exam, right? Basically, the lec the lecturer is here to help you to learn, right? Your exam, your okay, your of course at the end of the semester there's always a exam lah, yeah. But I will say that your final exam is after you graduate. You go out to the workplace and you know, and then your employer is going to see, okay, are you able to like perform well or not, right? So yeah, so that is the final exam. Can I bring my camera to record lectures? Uh, Up to the individual lecturers, right? So for myself, right, I allow my students to take recording, yeah, of my lectures. So yeah, right. Uh, if I'm ill and I can't attend lectures, can I attend it online? Yeah, that's why. Okay, the online options, right, is up to the different lecturers, right? Yeah. So stay healthy. Yeah. Can where can we find out what textbooks are needed for our courses? Oh, your course lecturers will tell you. Okay, right? So there's no limit or the workload can't be more than 10 hours. Yeah, okay, so this is a good question. Okay. Is okay, the 10 hours for 4 course units is just a reference, right? So you will find, like, for example, okay, this is from your seniors lah, okay? Like methods in physics, right, is actually very heavy, right? Because the lecturer believes that if it is the same lecturer, the lecturer believes that it is important for you to have enough practice, right? Because it's methods, right? Mathematical methods. Yeah. So it is actually very heavy on the assessment, the homework, the continuous assessment part, right? So I would say probably for that course, methods in physics, most students would find that they will spend more than 10 hours per week on the course. Yeah. And it is something that is worth investment, I mean, in terms of time, right? Because you will find that you are going to need all these mathematical manipulations in the other courses, right, in physics. Okay, are we allowed to use text to speech programs? Yeah, that's I don't see why not. But you better check with your lecturers lah, huh? Right? If he or she minds. And how it is calculated? What do you mean? Or speech to text should be fine, I think. I don't know. So yeah. Okay, I can't decide. Okay, speech to text. Personally, I feel why not lah, right? But yeah, you should ask the individual lecturers if they have any concern. Okay. Yep. Any other questions? Would we be using CPU intensive program for or uh I I don't think so lah. I don't think so. Yeah. But okay, so okay, you're asking for GPU intensive programs. Okay, if you are interested in the minor in climate science, all right, you have opportunities to actually do a uh uh internship at the Institute, right, of Climate Science Singapore, right? Yeah, that there they will use GPU programmings and but they will provide you with the hardware that is needed. Okay, right? Is it very common occasion that the lecture starts before? Okay, so in NUS, I think as of now, yes, the earliest lectures will begin at 8 a.m. Right? But I think yeah, we have no choice, lah, right? Yeah, so 8 a.m. lectures are possible, right? So yeah, on NUS mods, most lectures are scheduled for 2 hours. May I check, will the lectures last the entire 2 hours, or you will end slightly early? Yeah, you will end slightly earlier. Okay, so 1 hour. So I think if I'm not wrong, um, you will be given enough time to go from one venue to the next venue, right? Yeah. Uh, Yeah. So the 2 hour is just the 2 hour booking for the venue for the lecture theater, or whatever classrooms that you are in. Okay. Yeah. So the class won't last 2 hours. It will be like 1 hour 30 minutes or shorter. Okay. If I take SPS, how will that affect the mods required to graduate with a major in physics? SPS, I think it won't affect okay, so SBS courses, right? The overlap, I think, is with the common curriculum, the common courses, right? Under CHS. So yeah, so the physics courses will, I don't think there's any overlap. So you physics will just be physics. Yeah. So you won't be taking, like, say, any double counting of courses between SBS and physics, if that's what you're asking. Any other? Happy with the answers? So no more questions. EU stands for yeah, electives, yes. Yeah. So there are no 24 units per semester limit. Uh there are no 24 units per semester limit. Uh you you can you can you can ask the individual lecturers lah, right? Or you can try, if you want to push the limit, right? You can try. uh which mods am I teaching in NUS? Coming semester, this semester I'm teaching the engineering students electromagnetics. Yeah. Then next semester I'm teaching quantum mechanics 1. electromagnetics, and this semester I'm also teaching the level 4000 statistical mechanics. Next semester I'll be teaching level 5000 electrodynamics. So yeah, physics hard or not, it's worth your efforts, all right. So I think we come to the university to learn, right, for over a concentrated period of time. uh I wish that, you know, all of you, after 4 years of physics education, we can see, you know, that you are like a changed person, right? You think uh like a physicist, right? And then you can contribute to whatever, you know, work that you will be doing in the future, right? Like a physicist, right? It need not be in the area of physics. It could be in you know, uh, any engineering field, or in even in the bank, or in you know, yeah. But you carry with yourself the characteristic strength of a physicist, right? Yeah. Okay. I hope lah. So if you you know, so obviously if you want to end up there like that, right, then you have to put in a corresponding amount of effort, right? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Will we be able to access the slides and recordings of this meeting? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. Yeah, it's recorded, right? I hope. Yeah, it's recording. Yes. Yeah. So I think the yeah, I think the at the faculty level they will distribute the slides. Yeah. Great. Thanks.